Okay, so today we're continuing with Unit 4, Topic 2, Reducing Balance Loans and Investments. And today we're looking at the effect of interest rate and repayments in reducing balance loans. So the syllabus descriptors that we're addressing today are investigate the effect of interest rate and repayments on the amount of time taken to repay a loan, and with the aid of technology, solve problems involving reducing balance loan. So how does the frequency of repayments affect a loan? So the amount of interest paid and the time taken to repay a loan can be altered by the frequency of the repayments. So for example, if money is paid fortnightly rather than monthly, less interest will be paid on the loan and it will be paid out faster. Similarly, changing the interest rate will also affect the reducing balance loans. So most home loans are not fixed, they're what's known as variable. And so that means the interest rate will fluctuate during the life of the loan. The interest rate has a significant effect on the amount of interest that is paid on that loan. And an increase in the interest rate will increase the time period required to pay off a loan completely. So let's look at an example. First example is going to look at the frequency of repayments. So Oscar borrows $1,500 from a bank with an interest rate of 16%. He can pay it off in 6 months with fortnightly payments or with monthly payments. So we're going to compare the two. How much interest is paid with fortnightly payments? How much interest is paid with monthly payments? So with fortnightly payments, in 6 months, there are 13 fortnights. So 26 fortnights in a year is 13 fortnights in 6 months. So the amount he paid is 13 times $120.42, which is $1,565.46. Now we know he borrowed $1,500, so the amount of interest that Oscar paid, $65.46. What about if he made monthly payments? So there are 6 monthly payments in 6 months. So his total paid is 6 lots of $261.80 or $1,570.80. So the interest that Oscar paid by paying monthly is $70.80. And we can see that monthly means that it's $5.34 more expensive than fortnightly payments. So how about changing the interest rate? So Bryony wants to borrow $2,400 and she has checked out the rates with 2 different banks. Bank with Me charges 15.4% per annum compounded monthly with repayments of $217.07, whereas Better Bank charges 14.2% per annum compounded monthly with repayments of $282.69. So first we're going to look at how many months it would take to pay off the loan with Bank with Me. So we're going to set up a recurrence relation. So the starting amount was $2,400. The R is 1 plus 15.4 divided by 12 because it's compounded monthly. Our repayment's $217.07. So here's our recurrence relation. And we're going to put that into our calculator. So 2400 enter times 0.1283, take away our payment 21707, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 payments will have 2 cents that we've paid too much. So here they are here. And we can see that the 12th one has been nil balance. So it will take 12 months to pay off the loan with Bank with Me. So now let's compare that with Better Bank. So once again, we set up a occurrence relation. The interest rate this time is 14.2%, and our payments are $282.69. So here's our occurrence relation. Going to put that into our calculator. So 2,400, enter, times 1.01183, take away our payment of $282.69. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it will take 9 payments to pay off the loan compared to the 12 with the other bank. So instead of using our calculator, we can use the spreadsheet. So many home loans are over a period of 25 or 30 years. So it wouldn't be appropriate to sit and use the recurrence relation on our calculator for 300 or 400 payments. So it's more appropriate to use a spreadsheet in Excel. So we're going to use this example to set up our Excel spreadsheet. So a couple borrowing $250,000, a reducing balance loan, calculate the balance after 2 years. So we're going to use Excel to construct a spreadsheet for this question. So a couple borrowing $250,000 from a financial institution on a reducing balance loan of 4.75% per annum for 20 years with monthly repayments of $16.20. Determine the balance after 2 years to the nearest cent. So we're going to start just by writing down some of the information that we know. So principal is 250,000. The interest is 0.075 divided by 12. Whoops, made a mistake there. 0.0475 divided by 12. And got to put a little equal sign in. Enter. And our payments are $16.20. Okay, so let's start by putting some column titles. So months, balance at the start of the month, our interest, total amount, payment, balance owing. So the question wants us to do 2 years worth of payments, which is 24 payments. So I'm going to drag that down to 24. Each payment is going to be $16.20. So just going to drag that down. Okay, so our balance at the start is $250,000. Our interest is going to be this times that. Now, this cell here, we want it locked. So that means we have to use the dollar sign. So we're going to use $B$4. And you can see that that cell is now highlighted times the 250,000. Now our total amount is going to be these two added together. So once again, an equal sign, that plus that. Now balance owing is going to be our total take away our payment. And then our balance at the start of the month is going to be the same as what's owing the month before. Just highlighted that column. I'll undo that and show you again. So I highlighted that, went to the corner and dragged it down. And just clicking in here, I can see up here that that's going to say whatever the number is on the end. And so I'm checking my formulas as I go. Now I can drag that one down, drag that one down, and drag that one down. And so here's my spreadsheet, and the question asked, determine the balance at the end of the 2 years. So the balance is $234,160.86. So now we're going to use a function in Excel to calculate repayment amount. That's called the PMT function. So couple wants to borrow $10,000 to buy a car. The interest rate is 12.5% per annum compounded monthly. They want to pay it off in 18 months and they need to know what their repayments will be. So we're going to set this up in Excel. So 10 grand, here's our interest rate. R is what we need to find out, and there are 18 monthly payments. Okay, so in this spreadsheet, we're going to use the PMT function to calculate the repayments. So the question says a couple decided to borrow $10,000 to buy a car. The interest rate is 12.5 per annum compounded monthly, and they want to pay it off in 18 months. So we've got to work out what their repayments are. So our balance is 10,000. Our interest equals 0.125 divided by 12, and our periods is 18, and we've got to work out the repayments. So I'll just make that column a little bigger. Okay, so this is where I want the spreadsheet to work out what I want it to do. So because we're going to use a formula, we have to put the equal sign in, and we're using the PMT function. So here it's got rate, number of periods, and our balance. So we're going to click on our rate, then we're going to put a comma. Our number of periods is 18, and a comma, and our present value, which is 10,000. And then close my brackets and enter. And there it is. So the PMT function has worked out that if I use $612.15, I will have repaid this off in that time. So why don't we check that that works? So I'm just setting up my columns. And we want it to be paid off in 18 months. So my interest is going to be, and I want this cell locked in, so dollar B, and it's column 5, $5 times there. Now my total balance is going to be these two added together. And my balance owing is going to be this, take away that. And then the start of the next period is going to be this. Before I go any further, I'm just going to turn those into dollars, into $1 as well. Now I can drag this down, just checking my formulas up here to make sure that they're right. And you can see these have just got dashes in it because this hasn't been filled in yet. And as soon as I fill that in, and you can see after 18 months, we will have paid almost 10 cents too much. So my repayments of $612.15 have been worked out correctly. So now it's time for you guys to do some individual practice. So on page 276 of your textbook, I want you to answer all the questions. Then I want you to go to Study On and to Chapter 8, Concept 2. Remember, when you are doing Study On, make sure that you end any previous sessions first so that the right session will load. You can also click on the hyperlink that I've put in the PowerPoint, like Chapter 8, Concept 2. So here we have the summary, which talks about amortization tables and how to calculate PMT function in Excel. And so once you've read your summary, you click on the little plus tick sign and you can do the practice questions. Now there are 5 practice questions, so at this point I'd like you to pause the video and have a go. Once you've finished trying those questions, you can come back to the video and the answers will be on the next few slides. Okay, so assume that if you're watching now that you've completed the Study On questions and you either have got them correctly or you want to know how it works. So our first question, Aidan takes out a home loan, $340,000, 8.4% per annum compounding monthly. He wants to make $3,000 payments, calculate the balance after 1 year. So we set up our recurrence relation. And there are 12 periods in a month. So we're going to work out 12 lots of the recurrence relation, which I've calculated here. So at the end of 12 payments, he will have an outstanding balance of $332,266.77. If you can't remember how to do this on your calculator, go back and watch the video earlier in the PowerPoint. Question 2. Lena takes out a home loan, $290,000 at 4.8% per annum compounding monthly. She's going to pay it off over 15 years, calculate the monthly payment. So this requires us to use Excel to work out the PMT function. So here we have snips of the spreadsheet, and over here I've got the formula. So here's my opening balance of $290,000. Here's my interest rate of 4.8% per annum compounding monthly by dividing by 12. Here's my number of periods, 15 years, 12 months per period, per year. And here's my formula. And it has worked out that I need to pay $2,263.20 for my monthly payment. Question 3. So Indigo borrows $460,000 at 5.2% per annum compounded monthly. The term's 25 years. Calculate the payment that she needs. So once again, that's using the PMT function in Excel. So here are my two snips. One with the formulas shown. So 460,000, 5.2% compounded monthly, 25 years, 12 months per year. Here's my formula and my repayment of $2,742.99. Question 4. Ruben takes out a loan of $55,000 at a rate of 8% compounding monthly. He makes monthly payments of $1,200. Use the spreadsheet to calculate the balance of the loan after 2 years. So here's my spreadsheet, set out exactly the same as the example earlier in the PowerPoint. And after 24 periods, you can see that he still has an outstanding balance, $33,389.01. Sorry. Finally, the Redmond family are comparing home loans. They need to borrow $620,000 and they have a budget of $4,000 per month. Sorry. So sorry about that. So we need to work out which of these two loans is better for them. So we're going to use the PMT function to work out if they can afford both these loans. So here we are. This is the first loan, and you can see that the payments required to complete this loan are $4,264.90. So the family can't actually afford this loan. And at the end of their 20 years, if they only pay the $4,000, they'll still have an outstanding balance of $115,000. So even though loan A has a lower rate of interest, the family can't actually afford that loan. So if we have a look at the second loan, and we've used the PMT function, the family can afford the loan because their repayments are $3,919.21. And if I do the spreadsheet, you can see that they actually pay off the loan in full after 287 payments. So even though this has a high rate of interest, they can afford the loan better.